No problem. I just
All right, thank you, Leanne. Go for it.
No problem. Thank you, Pedro. Just good evening to everyone and welcome. I am glad to be with you tonight. Our topics is one of my favorite. It is learn to play and play to learn. So before we dive in, let's quickly do a quick check-in. I just want everyone to think of a word that comes to mind when I say play. So I just want them to give their names and then just give me the word and then we will dive into it.
All right, let's call out some people's names. Sometimes you just need to nudge them a bit.
Oh,
Angel
so
Gladler. Do you have the names in front of you, Leanne?
I do see only four names in front of me.
Okay, I've got 10 here. Let me make you co-host and then you'll be able to see everyone. Let me.
Okay, it's not a problem. We can just go on and I can just keep the
Okay.
word in mind. It's not a problem at all.
All right.
So just the word that comes to mind when I say play in mind for now. When I hear the word play, I think about teamwork, to share, to have fun, a happy child, or happiness. So this just shows us that play has many meanings. It can be fun. We can learn from it. We can use our imagination, and we can even connect. Playing isn't separate from learning. Playing is indeed learning. So can we please move to slide number 2? Prime areas of learning and development. These areas are critical for children's curiosity and enthusiasm. We will be looking at a key area of physical development. Slide 3. What do you think when you hear physical development and why is it important? Physical development means a child's body is growing and it's changing. It will include things like gross motor skills, fine motor skills. This usually pairs with body awareness and coordination. This makes new be- this sorry guys, this make new behavior and learning possible. Physical development will be children's preferred mode of learning. They understand best when when they can physically experience it. All right, can we move to slide 3, please? Support. Sorry, Petra, I lost you there for a second.
No problem. Can you see the slide?
Yes. Sorry. Every moment a child makes, every movement a child makes help develop muscle patterns that forms the foundation of learning. These physical patterns support coordination, focus, and the ability to perform more complex tasks as they grow. Slide 4, please. The brain builds neuron connections through movement. When the brain cells fire together, they wire together, strengthening learning and coordination. The brain doubles in weight in the first 2 years. That means with movement, the brain grows and more cells fire together to make stronger connections. All right, slide 5, please. Move. Yes, that one.
Okay.
Sorry, did I miss a slide now?
No, continue.
Movements involve judgments by how hard should I throw the ball or how far should I run, where to stop or how high to jump. This decision or this will help decision making in adulthood or even when they need to go to school. It plays a big role in our social life. Physical competency or incompetency affects a child's self-esteem. Movement helps children to grow stronger and healthier, building muscles, bones, and lungs, while also boosting confidence and self-esteem as they master a new skill. Movement will also help a child to control their bodies, to complete tasks like reading and writing. And then just slide 7, please. Gaining experience from the world, movement combines with our senses. Senses is the first way a baby communicates when he enters the world. Moving together, sorry, next slide. Yes. Next slide, please, Pedro. Moving together provides opportunities for speaking and listening. Stringing actions together to form a sequence is similar to linking words together to form a sentence. Midline crossing happens when a child when a child moves one hand to the opposite side of the body. For example, the left hand to the right eye. This skill is important because it helps the two sides of the brain to communicate. The movement support skills like reading, writing, using a scissor, or even everyday tasks like getting dressed or tying shoelaces.
All right, thank you. Can we just pause there for one moment, Leanne? Let me just ask some questions, yeah?
No problem.
Perfect.
Oh, sorry,
Let's
I
see.
can't see them.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't stress. Let's see. I'm gonna go down my list. Angel Gladler, are you with us?
I am with you guys.
Hi, Angel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. So just to do a quick
Thank
recap, Leanne mentioned that there's gross motor skills and fine motor skills. Do you know what the difference is between the two?
I beg your pardon?
Do you know what the difference is between gross motor skills and fine motor skills?
No.
All right, that's fine. I'll ask that to the next person. Can you then, while I've
Okay.
got you here, can you give me examples of activities where children have to move around and play, but also learn something important from it?
Okay. The
No, go.
should I answer that?
Yes, please.
An activity. There's this activity when children are doing shake their bodies. So they are shaking their bodies, but when they are shaking their bodies, they know the movement that their bodies can do, what their hands can do, what their feet can do, what their neck can do.
Oh, okay, that's lovely. Do you have any other examples for us?
And also other examples can be when they are playing the chain, making a train chain when they walk around, knowing the movements, how train move around.
Okay, so what would they learn then from that activity?
From this example,
Yes.
from the example of chain, I think they can learn that they can all work together. It's like working in a group. So this teaches a child how to work in a group, how to work together.
Lovely. That's so nice. Thank you so much. Let's find someone
Okay.
else. Thank you, Angel Gladler. Let's go down my list. Shanae, are you with us? I think I pronounced it correctly, Shanae. All right, Shanae is not with us.
Evening.
Hi, Janani, is that you?
Yes.
Hi, Janani. Yes. Can you give us some examples of activities?
Okay, activities usually is like playing a game of jumping over the rope. Like for example, putting the rope, pulling it, and asking the child to jump over it and see if they can jump over the rope.
Okay, and what do children learn from that activity?
Like they can move their legs
All right,
and yeah, by
perfect.
doing the jumping.
So now that's gonna bring you to my next question that I asked Angel Gladler earlier. I asked, what do you know what the difference is between gross motor skills and fine motor skills?
Okay, gross motor skills, I know it's when it involves large muscle groups, like for example, running, jumping, or balancing, or throwing. It's a strength of our overall physical fitness.
Yes, excellent. Thank you so much. And fine motor skills?
Uh, for fine motor skills, I would say it's by using your hands, like writing, drawing, um, using scissors to cut, using your eyes. I can say, for example, like that.
Okay, great. So the activity that you gave us an example, would you say that that develops gross motor skills or fine motor skills?
I would say gross because it involves jumping.
All right, perfect. Do you have any other examples for us? All right.
Usually, what I do with
Yes.
my kids um, is when we do an activity, is like standing around, putting the chairs in a circle, and then the game of running around, playing the music, and then stop and then sit.
Okay. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yes. And then what do they learn from that?
How fast they can run.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Janani, for your input. Let me ask one more person and then Leanne can take over again. She can continue. Let's see. Elia, you're just gonna have to help me with the surname. Elia, is it Goring? All right. Elia's not with us. Let's see. Lena Simpson, are you with us?
Good evening. Yes, I am.
Good evening, Lena. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
Good, thank you. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, it's Lina Simpson.
Lena, all right, perfect, Lena. Lena, can you give us any examples of activities if maybe you work for an ECD center or if you have kids? What activities do you do that are physical and that also teach something?
Hopscotch.
Okay, that's a nice one.
Yes, and where they have the ball on a spoon and then they throw it in the pit, in the sand pit or any pit they throw it in,
All right, and what
and then
of these? Yes,
they
sorry.
also teach them how to balance and they fine motor skills also. It develops and strengthen the fine motor skills.
All right, brilliant.
I
Thank you
hope
so much.
I'm right.
Sorry, I didn't hear you there.
I don't know if I'm right, but this
No,
is what I
yes,
do.
yes, you are. You are definitely. I think that the one with the game where they have the ball and they need to throw it into the sandpit. I think that teaches a bit of both gross motor and also fine motor skills. I think it's a bit of both. So that's excellent. And it's very interesting to see how, kids love to play, and we don't have to have the boring sit down classes. Because remember, the kids that we're dealing with are aged from, birth to 5 years old. They do not want to sit down and
Yeah.
write books and, do all these things that us adults are doing. So it's very interesting to see all these fun activities that the learners can do. And at the same time, they're still learning essential skills that are for their age. Thank you so much for that, Lena.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And then Leanne, you can continue with the calls. Thank you.
Sorry, Pedro, just to give an example as well of a gross motor skill or to develop motor skills, I will say an obstacle course is usually the best. For example, using hula hoops and stack them between chairs where they can crawl between the hula hoop and the chair, if it makes sense. And then, like, for example, do jungle jumps like monkey bars, swinging, and even I know it's actually a fun fact that children that goes up the slide instead of using the stairs and slide down, use the slide down part to go up. They use all of the muscles in their body to go up because it's an uphill. So that's also quite a great gross motor activity.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. And I think also it's important that kids are also active, not only to learn things, but also for their health as well. Perfect. Thanks so much for the example, Leanne. You can continue.
Right, slide 9, please.
Is this the slide that's showing on the screen?
Next one. I'll just say next. Please. All right. So I just want you to sit and imagine sitting in a classroom when the teacher walks in and starts speaking a language you never heard before. Just imagine how would you feel. That child sitting in front of you sometimes feel like that. You will be teaching him and you will be telling him examples and he will look at you and he will be like, no, she's not speaking English or she's not speaking Afrikaans. So I don't know what's happening. I think that is the same way of teaching them. We need to demonstrate. So it's a way of demonstrating the meaning of the word or the action to the child to help them to understand better, because language plays a big role in understanding. For example, let's stomp like an elephant, or let's bounce like a lion, let's walk, or let's climb like a monkey. So yeah, I think it's language is key as well in development. All right, and then we can go to slide 10, please, the next one. Until children have experienced positioning of their bodies in space, there will be a possibility of them having difficult learning letter identification and number recognition. This is the need to grasp where is up, under, on top, beside, or selves in between. Sometimes when we do give a learner activity where we say you need to draw a house, some of the learners doesn't really understand. They don't have that sense of spatial awareness of where the house should be on the paper. So they will draw a house that's in the middle of the paper and then draw the grass from the bottom of the paper up until the middle of the paper, and then the clouds and the sun will be closer to the roof. That is a clear indication that that child doesn't understand the spatial awareness around him. The same with drawing yourself on a paper. You will get children where they draw a big head and a small body. That say they've got the picture of themselves having a potato head and a small body, or hardly have hands or feet. So that's also a spatial awareness problem. So I don't know if there's anyone that's got questions on regarding that, or any activity regarding the spatial awareness.
All right, let's go through the list and check. The last person I spoke to was Lena. Mbongiwe, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Mbongiwe, how are you?
Hello. Good and you?
Good, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, let's just start with the previous question. Can you give examples of how children can learn the meaning of words physically, and how you can teach that
The
to a
beginning of
child?
words.
How they can learn a word by
You
physically.
okay? At my school, what we do, right? We start by producing the phonics words, and then after producing the phonic words, then we say, can you give me the words that start, maybe let's say Vicky Violet, right?
Yeah.
Then they can say vase. Then I can draw a vase because they don't know how to draw. I can draw a vase and write the word vase under. They don't know how to write the word vase. Then the following week, maybe I introduce the three letter word, like maybe I say a van, which start with va. Then we say van. Then
Okay.
the following week again we start again, maybe like as usual we're doing each week we do different letters. And then after doing that, maybe I mix the words. Then I say to them, okay, the letters, the phonics words. I say, please, can you show me the word Vicky Violet? And then I give them the word. Then I say, can you tell me the word? What does van start with? Or we do show and tell. Then I tell them, can you bring something which start with a V?
Okay.
Is it correct?
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yes, you're on the right track. Thank you so much for that.
Okay.
And then what do you think why do you think it's important for
Yes.
learners to experience or to orientate their bodies within space? So for them to know the meaning of the words under, next to, inside, on top, etc.
The inside and top. Like, what do you mean by? You mean they must know the positioning of. What I will say, they must know the positioning of things. Maybe if you say, can you find me something which is under the table? Then they must know something, they must look under. If I say, can you find me something which is next to the table? They must find something which is next to the table. It's giving them, improving them the language and the vocabulary.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah, if I can interrupt for a second.
Yes, Nick.
The main principle is that you've got the right idea. Children should know those words 100%.
Yeah.
They should know positions. But the only way they learn it is by moving their bodies into those spaces. Right? So,
Okay.
for example, until the child moves behind the ball, in front of the ball themselves, they won't fully understand beside, inside, and more advanced terms like above, below. Right. So
I've got an idea that I can
Yeah.
use, right? I can use the colors. Can you find me a blue ball next to the table?
Yes, but
Is it
before that step, you first use
Yes.
the whole body. So go stand in front of the chair. Now stand behind the chair. So you're moving the whole body first. And then the next step is put the blue ball behind the red ball, because now you're taking it out
Okay.
of the body into the next step. So smaller children learn through proprioceptive skill, through their body, and then they learn through words. That's the point of this. Anyway, I just popped in to see how everybody's doing. I'm loving this so far. Please continue, Pedro. Sorry for interrupting you.
No worries, Nick. Thank you so much. All right, Mbongiwe,
Thank
are we
you.
on the same page there?
Yes.
All right, perfect stuff. Is there anybody else to let's find one other person to give us examples so that Leanne can continue. Let's see. Tendai Mlambo. Are you with us? All right, Tendai isn't. Tato?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Tato, how are you?
Well, thanks. And how's everybody doing?
All good, thank you. All right, so Nick and Mbongiwe gave some nice examples. Do you have any other examples for us?
The one with regards to spatial awareness.
Yes.
I think it also teaches how children how to navigate their space, like how to move around tables, and jump on things.
Okay, can
It
you
can also
give...
help. It can also help with like balance, coordination.
Yeah. All right, can you give an example of that?
Yes. So let's say those the tires that they normally put on the ground in the playgrounds.
Yeah.
So if the kids are playing on them and then you tell them go over the small tire, then they'll know how to go over it. Go over the bigger tire, then they'll be able to balance over the bigger tire because they can tell this is bigger, that one is small. I can jump the small one. I need my hands to jump over the bigger one.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. You got it spot on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tato. Just to let everybody know before Leanne continues here, I just got a pop-up saying that there's 8 minutes left. So I'm not sure this meeting why it's saying I've got 8 minutes left because we're only finishing at 7. So I'm just letting everyone know if you do get kicked out in 8 minutes, please just click on the link again to rejoin. Or I'll just quickly send the new link. I'm not too sure why it's saying that. I'm gonna have to see, or probably we need to upgrade our plan. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Leanne. You can continue.
Thank you, Petra. Just on the previous statement that was made, I'm not sure, I can't recall who made the statement about the phonics, but before they can understand phonics, they need to understand what that word means. For example, when I say demonstrating the word or the action, I meant by explaining to them what is it. For example, this is a book we read, obviously, and then when it gets to the phonics side, then you can start teaching them it's both for book and so on. So basically my point that I'm trying to make is that before you can teach phonics, they need to have the foundation phase of understanding what's going on around them regarding the language and the words. So to build, I'll say, to just as a quick example, to make sure that they understand what they are doing or what that specific thing is to give them like a accidental reading chart. So basically just draw a few pictures and then let them just read the pictures. No words, no any sounds, just the pictures. So they can say it's a table, even if it's just 3 stripes to indicate that it's a table. That's also a great activity for them to also learn how to read from left to right. So yeah, it's just something extra that I thought of while we had the discussion.
Awesome, thank you.
And then can we just go to the next slide, please? Okay, so movement needs to be fun and creative. Children need to understand the risk. So by saying understand the risk, they need to understand that they can only go that high on the jungle gym before they get scared. So they need to experience it. They need to climb that level to understand, okay, no, this is too high for my comfort zone, or I don't like the small slide, but I do enjoy the big slide. So it all depends on the children's what they prefer, on the child what they prefer. And then it's also to set personal challenges. For example, I can only swing that high, but I see my friend can swing higher, so let me try to reach his level, or let me go higher than my friend. And it's also a way to let out energy. Also, it's a good thing to let out the energy because sometimes it can get a bit much. So we can just go to slide 12, please.
Perfect.
All right, so we learn through our senses. For example, our gravity sensors, our motion sensors, our muscle sensors, our touch sensors. For example, we know which way is up, which way is down, which way is left, which way is right. For our motion sensors, I will say we know as humans, we know, okay, this is fast, this is slow, this is yeah. So for our muscle sensors, I'll say it's more of using your muscles to say, okay, I can pick up this, I can move this table, I can throw the ball with my eyes, including my eyes, my vision. I can see the ball approaching me, use my muscles to catch the ball. And then the touch senses, I will say it is what we can feel, what we can touch. It's mostly different textures, for example, soft, squishy, slimy. I'm trying to think of more explanations of that. Hot, cold. So that is mostly with touch. I'll say that's our fingers and sometimes our skin as well. We can add our skin in there because you can feel when you bump yourself, or you can feel when there's something crawling on you, or you can even feel when it's like there's a breeze outside. You can feel the wind against your skin. So I'll also say that includes in the touch sensor. Okay, as children move endless way, the sensation from these movements lay down a sensory map by using large and full body movements. Children begins to learn by relate to themselves and to the space around them. Coming back to the previous slide, is the spatial awareness. Like I said, with, for example, with the picture that I mentioned about the house flying, or even the man with the potato head and the small body. So I don't know if there's any questions on that from anyone's side.
Perfect. Let's maybe ask for some examples as well. Let me go down. We've got 2 minutes left of this meeting. I'm not sure. This is actually giving me a lot of anxiety because I do not know what happens after 2 minutes. I'm not sure whether the call is just going to cut or whether we're just going to continue. But just to remind everyone, if the meeting does cut, please just try joining again on the same link. If not, I'll just quickly send another link. All right, let's quickly check. Thembelihle, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
How are you, Thembelihle?
I'm fine, thanks. And how are you?
I'm very well, thank you so much. Can you give an example? Can you give I'm hearing myself. I'm not too sure why I'm hearing myself.
I can hear you.
Okay. Can you give an example of how we would teach
Hello?
gravity centers?
I would say we can teach gravity scent by letting the children climbing up the jungle gym and then slide down the slide, and we can teach them by climbing up the stairs and hanging on the monkey bars and then jump down if they can. And
Okay,
then by
awesome.
that they can learn how high they are, and then they
Okay, and what would you say about motion sensors?
maybe teach them to, so you know the slide, I'll ask them to stand at the bottom of the slide and then let the ball roll down and then ask them to catch it as